What's good, gente? Thank you guys once again, like always, for tuning in. As you guys can see on the thumbnail and on the title, right? Do dropouts provoke actives? Shit, this gonna be a good one, right? And this is honestly a video that I should have made a long time ago, right? But in all reality, man, people can actually take some things and twist them up. But I'm glad that I ran into a certain video, which I will be doing a reaction to soon. I'm just trying to fix my laptop, right? So that we can actually do that on the live, or I can do a reaction where I'm able to display the video for you guys, right? So that you guys can hear along and you guys can get my actual reaction right there and then. So with all that being said, gente, you guys already been knowing. Let's make sure to hit them like, subscribe, hit that follow, hit that notification bell if you haven't yet, right? Because you ain't gonna want to miss out on the lives. That's where it actually all goes down. So with all that being said, man, let's get started on this subject, right? So everybody assumes that once someone drops out that they're going to do good and they're actually just going to stay out the way in some type of way, right? Where they move out and I guess apparently, right, just disappear out of the world. But that's not always the case. That's not always the case, and I guess actives may think that that's honestly provoking them, in some type of way, that they're just not doing the family thing. And don't get me wrong, man, I highly encourage everybody, man, even if they're in that little gang banging life, right, to do the family thing, bro. Give it a try, right? More than likely you end up seeing that there's better things to fight for in life than the barrio, homie. Let's just be real, right? But at the end of the day, bro, some people may think that a DO or whatever, right, a dropout, by him staying in his town, right, or in his area, that he's some way in some type of fashion trying to provoke the actives, right? Like, hey, we're here. And in all reality, there is a few dropouts that, don't get me wrong, man, they might be provoking the actives and they might be putting in work where you actually got to see them as a threat, right? But to be quite real, most dropouts that do get out, more than likely, man, they're just doing their thing. They're trying to stay out the way, and in all reality, man, the less they have to deal with the gang member, the better, right? That's how I kind of see that they do it. But in these last couple years, man, of course, a lot of people have been noticing that there's a lot of dropouts everywhere, man. Every city has dropouts, right? And they're technically like whatever now, bro. People don't move out just because they defected from a certain group, and it's not just because they're trying to like prove a point, right? Like I seen on a certain video, which I will react to it on a live, right, so that you guys can actually see, or I'll do a reaction to it, but I want you guys to see it with me, right? So a lot of them, now that they're not moving out, it's technically because, let's be quite real, man, everybody knows a dropout, from a family member to just a close friend that you might still talk to, right? Let's just say it like this so it don't sound messed up. There's more dropouts than actives. And yeah, man, just because you might not see that they're banging anymore, there happens to be more dropouts. So a lot of them feel comfortable, man. They just like, fuck it, man. If they ain't getting this dude, they ain't gonna get me, homie. Everybody's concentrated on something else, but it's not technically because they want to provoke them, right? But I kind of do understand what old boy was saying, like with the ones that are a threat, right? Because there is a few that are a threat, and I guess, man, that there was once upon a time that, I mean, I guess they could have seen me even as a threat, right? Because I was showing my face a little bit more. I was a little bit more out there, even in my hood, right? Going as far as to going to my neighborhood, taking pictures right there in front of the apartments, and just doing a little bit too much, right? And I guess in that type of way, you are provoking the homeboys, right? Or the actives, however you want to say it. So I do understand that there is a few that are out there provoking, right? Like the ones that are actually showing their face and just doing the little extra, right? Like letting them know that they don't give a damn. But when it comes to being a few that just parole and just want to do the family thing, right? I don't see that they actually have to move out, which a lot of the actives and a lot of people assume, right? Like, oh, this fool, he PC'd up, whoa, whoa, he's gonna move out, right? Nah, that technically doesn't happen nowadays, right? A lot of people end up staying in their towns, and just because they dropped out doesn't mean that they're gonna be giving out the blueprints, right? And yeah, there is people on social media, man, that have give out blueprints, and it sounds good, right? And it's fucked up, but at the same time, man, it shows the type of characters they were. So I mean, you can't really get too upset, right? But at the same time, when it comes to the actives, they gotta understand, man, that just because someone defected or just because someone decided to do their own thing, right? It doesn't mean that they gotta stop life just because they decided to take those actions, right? Or chose to go that route. In all reality, man, people that do decide to stay, I kind of see it, man, that they ain't got nothing to hide, homie. As long as you didn't rat and you didn't go out like no sucker, homie, hey, bro, then why can't you just post up, homie? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, man, you didn't turn in no homeboys. You didn't turn in, like, you know what I'm saying? No one went in because of you. Hey, you should be allowed to post up, homie. Because at the end of the day, out here in the calles, it's something totally different when it comes to this prison or whatever political game, right? But I understand where some may feel a certain way that they might be like provoking or whatever, right? But I'll say this, man, because I know I'm one of the few that can actually say, "Hey, I'm still in my area, I'm still in my town," and I hope they don't take this as disrespectful. At times, you gotta understand they ain't nowhere else to go, motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So that's something people really gotta understand. They ain't nowhere else to go. So either you gotta suck it up and live life, homie, and not just because a certain person deems you no good or may want to think that you're basura, right? Doesn't mean you have to change your program, you have to go around or just have to hide in general, right? Just because a certain group doesn't feel that they like you, you're unworthy or whatever, right? However they want to see it. At the end of the day, man, as long as you're comfortable, that's all that matters. And if you were willing to fight for something back in the days that was considered a cause, and this is no shots intended. What makes you think that a person ain't gonna fight to stand his ground for his own, you know what I'm saying? Not for a cause, but for his own struggle. Hey, let's really think about that, right? And I guarantee you that you're gonna put in more work when it's something about that. Well, something for you. You're always gonna do the most when it's something for yourself, right? So just really think about that, right? But at the end of the day, man, like I know for my case, I'm not out here to fucking cause no threat or provoke anyone, right? I understand that I am on social media. I do show my face. I am in my area, and I do talk about certain things, right? But at the end of the day, man, we make sure that we don't either get someone locked up and we don't put blueprints out like that. So at the end of the day, man, I don't have to really worry about too much. And I honestly do feel that you don't have to move out just because a certain person doesn't want you around. At the end of the day, if they feel a certain way, you can either run it or, I mean, shut up, dispensa. But now you tell me, gente, what do you guys think? Do you guys honestly believe that DOs, by staying in their cities, staying in their areas, right? Do you guys consider that as provoking the actives? But let's be real, man. Let's put everything out there. Where they gonna go? Just because someone drops out doesn't mean that, oh, hey, we can relocate you over here. No, that doesn't work like that. Even though some people may get the whole debriefing and going SMY twisted, which I will be doing a live reaction, like I said. Even though a lot of people get those things twisted a lot, um, only snitches and only people that were actually involved, like in the organization, from like carnales to bros to camaradas and carnales again, right? To people that were actually involved in those organizations. Those are the only ones that would actually get relocated or any of that, right? But like on the debriefing part, I mean, I have made videos about that shit. Not everybody that goes to SNY has to debrief. The only ones that debrief are the ones that were involved in the organization. And yeah, man, debriefing is snitching, homie. Hey, that's a fact. I do consider that shit snitching too. But with all that being said, gente, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You know, make sure to drop a comment and let me know what you guys think. Do you guys honestly think, man, by a dropout staying in their town, do they provoke the actives? This is a real serious question, gente. Really think about it. Drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think. I will be doing a live reaction to that video that I was talking, and more than likely we'll do it on. Yeah, we'll do it the same day. So if I'm dropping this in the morning, which more than likely it is Tuesday. Yeah, it's gonna be Tuesday. We'll be doing that Tuesday night, gente. So with all that being said, I'll see you there. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to hit a like for your boy. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet. Make sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything, right? And with all that being said, man, thank you guys for your support. I highly do appreciate every single one of you guys that tunes in, shares the channel with others, and you guys already be knowing, man, we're almost at that 10K. So thank you guys, man, for your support. And with all that being said, man, this is your boy Conejo, and I'll see you guys on the next one. We out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Woohoo, what fuck squirt gun?
It's E.B.K. every day, all day, to the day I die. It's E.B.K., E.B.K., E.B.K.